Hi guys, I hope you guys are doing well. Welcome back. I know it's been a minute. Before we get started, if you hear some heavy breathing, as per usual, it is Luna. She's right there. She's not going anywhere, aka my dog. She's attached to the hip. And I also have my window open. Honey, it is so hot in here. Your girl needs some fresh air. All right, let's get started. I know I've been gone for a while and I've been doing a lot of self work, a lot of self reflection. If for those of you that don't know, I decided to go back to therapy. I've been in therapy for about a year and some change now. And I decided to go back because I felt like I needed to unpack a lot of my baggage that I may have been carrying from my past romantic relationships, and also whatever baggage I may be carrying from the relationship I had with my mom. So I want to talk about my current situation with my mom. So a few months ago, I decided to block my mom on my phone and to just cut off any form of communication. So she has zero access to me now. And I decided to do that because I really wanted to see how different I would feel if I have zero communication with her. And not like I had a lot of communication even before blocking her, because she's never been the kind to call me and check on me. She would call, but usually it followed by, hey, can you do this for me? So just when I felt like whenever she needed something, that's when she would reach out. And I'm not trying to bash her. I'm just trying to be as honest as possible. And I do respect her, and I am cordial with her. So with blocking her, I spoke to my siblings and I told them that I didn't want any communication with my mom and that I blocked her. And what I found out by doing that is that I tried to separate her being my mom and just viewing her as a human being, and whether or not my relationship with her was healthy. And I came to realize I tried many times over the years to have a healthy relationship, or to just even try to have a friendship. And quite honestly, it never worked, because something would always happen that would irritate me or that wasn't very healthy, and I would get extremely angry or triggered by her behavior. Or if even the last time, I tried to have a relationship with her and try to even have a friendship, however, I didn't like the things that I was hearing that she was doing to other people that weren't, that obviously, I just didn't like her behavior that she was having towards others either. And I just felt like I got to a place where I understood, all right, separate the fact that she's your mom. Because, society plus your culture, or just family in general, I don't know about you guys, but we are taught, I was taught since I was very little, like, family is everything. Like, you keep your family no matter what. You respect your parents no matter what. You talk to them no matter what. They can do all kinds of stuff to you, and you have to be loyal to your parents. You have to be right there for your parents. Like, at the end of the day, that's your mom. That's what I will always hear. At the end of the day, that's your mom, and you have to blah, 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 And I got to a space where I was like, okay, well, if I separate the fact that she's my mother, I can view her just as a woman and as a human being. And now that I'm viewing her just as that, is she a good human being? Is she healthy? Like, does she have healthy habits? Does she encourage me? Does she tell me what I need to hear and not what I want to hear? Does she pass on wisdom? Is she teaching me things, things of that nature? And the more I thought about it, the more I realized that I was letting myself be exposed to a person that unfortunately wasn't healthy, and that provided a lot of stress, provided a lot of dysfunction, and just a lot of anger. And I just decided to remove myself from that. And to be honest, it has been the best decision I have ever made as far as that relationship goes. Now, I'm not, and recently, I used to get really triggered by my mom, or by even just the, I don't know if you guys ever had this experience, but like when you even see someone, and you could feel your blood boiling because of the amount of anger or resentment you had towards them. And that's how I would feel the majority of the time when I would be around her or see her. So I've been doing a lot of work in therapy, and it has helped me immensely. I have seen her since I blocked her about 3 times now. And the first time that my siblings were getting together and they invited her, and I saw that she was there, I will admit my heart started racing and I got a little bit uncomfortable, but I took a breather and I said, she's my mother and she's going to be around, and I can't tell my other siblings not to have a relationship with her. Like, I'm not that kind of person. If you want to have a relationship with her, by all means. And I was also telling myself that I have control of my feelings and how I react. I may not have control of what other people do, what other people think. However, I am in control of myself. So I went out there, I hugged her, I asked her how she was doing. I had little conversations here and there. I laughed with her. And at the end of the day, when she left, I said goodbye. Like it was good seeing her. I love her, and obviously I care about her. And then when I went home that day, on my way home that day, I pray a lot in the car. Like, I talk to God all the time in the car. And, I started praying for her. I started, asking God to take care of her, to make sure that he is filling her heart with love and with warmth and with forgiveness. And then, I seen her 2 more times, and it felt good. It felt, I didn't get, my heart wasn't racing, and I didn't get anxiety, or I didn't get overwhelmed or anything like that. I just saw her and I did the same thing. I said hello to her. I gave her a hug, and I talked to her for a little bit, and it felt good. And I just decided that this is where, as far as we are going to go, which is, if I see her because my siblings decided to invite her, she's a human being, and I'm going to be respectful, and I'm going to be cordial, and I'm going to have a conversation in that moment. And when we separate, I'm just gonna continue to wish her well. I am doing that because I am at a space where I am in control of my own life now, and I am starting right now. This very moment is that chapter in my life where I get to choose the people that are around me, that I get to choose what I want my life to look like. And in all honesty, I just want positive, healthy people that are working on themselves and that have that self-awareness, that they understand that if you wake up every day and you still have breath here on this earth, that God is not done with you, and you still have the opportunity to change. It doesn't matter what age, it doesn't matter how old you are, it doesn't matter where you are in life. There's always time to change, always. And I've expressed that to my mom. You know, I've had sent her like a text a long time ago, and I send her a text, you know, saying, if you woke up this morning, remember that God's not done with you yet, and you still have the ability to change and make better choices. And that is all that I am trying to do for myself. And then I got to this place where I started writing her a letter. She's never gonna see it. However, I did it for myself. And in that letter, I expressed that I forgive her. That I forgive her for all of the... I forgive her for the neglect. I forgive her for all of her bad decisions. I forgive her for the abuse. That I forgive her for all the negative things. And some of them, like, I forgive her for, since I'm a woman and I didn't grow up with my mother, I sometimes feel like, what is a woman? You know, like am I feminine enough? And, I still struggle with, like, you know, learning how to cook, you know, even though my dad knows how to cook, honey, and really it should be like, I should have that, but I don't know why I'm struggling, but I'm trying. Okay. I'm trying in that department. However, you know, since I didn't grow up with a mom, I still question a lot all the time. Like, am I feminine enough? What does it mean to be a woman? There's so many things I didn't learn as far as being a woman, because I never had my mother teach me, or I never had an aunt that took the time to teach me. I never had an older female figure to teach me. Even when it came down to even like hygiene, you know, my dad didn't share those things with me, like, and I had to learn all of those things as fast as I could, so I can pass down that knowledge to my little sister. And I tried to teach her the best that I could as far as what I learned about being a woman. And I'm still learning. I'm 34 years old, and there's still so much that I'm learning about femininity, about just being a woman in general. So I forgave her, and then I started to, you know, ask God to watch over her, and that may he fill your heart with warmth. May he take care of you. May he help you feel safe, and may he show you the love that you weren't able to show me. And may he just bring you true joy. And most importantly, may he help you forgive yourself, so that one day, you know, you would give yourself a chance to have the life that you deserve. And then I said, I forgive you. And I love her, and I wish her well. And I genuinely in that moment, I felt like okay, like I feel lighter. I feel free from the resentment. I feel free from the pain and the anger I had towards her. And now I decided to, you know, after doing that, I began to mourn not only the relationship I had with her, but most importantly, I began to mourn the relationship I wish we had. A lot of us, you know, have like this fairy tale that hopefully one day this is the kind of relationship we can have with our parents or with our sibling, even with our spouse, with friends. Like, you know, we have this fairy tale in our head that like maybe one day the possibility that we can have this amazing relationship. And sometimes that is the hardest thing to mourn, because, you know, you have this dream that, you know, hopefully maybe one day, you know, but sometimes the reality is that you cannot change others. You can only change yourself, and you have to choose. You have to choose to love yourself enough to do the right thing for yourself. And sometimes doing the right thing is removing yourself from toxic situations, toxic human beings, and that's all that you can really do, and wish them the best, and start to focus on yourself, and giving yourself that love, and nurturing yourself, so that you can start really living the life that you deserve and want. All right, guys. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I hope you are all doing well. And just leave something in the comment section if you can relate to this. If you have a parent that you're not so close to, and whether or not you're going through the same thing, or if you can relate in one way or another. All right, guys. Well, I hope you guys are doing well. I love you. Till next time. Bye.